The Maths GCSE is going to assume that you're amazing with percentages, so today we're going to be looking at percentages of an amount. Percent comes from two words, per cent. Cent means 100, like in century, and is what many Europeans and Americans call a penny. If we have a grid of 100 squares, and shade in 19, we have 19 per 100, or 19%. Notice that this is the same as 19 over 100. Let's go through these questions. To find 16% of 600, we're going to first of all need to find 10%. We can do this by dividing the 600 by 10. Next, we'll need to find 5%. To find 5%, all we need to do is halve the 10%. Finally, we need to find 1%. To do this, we could divide the 10% by 10, but to find 1%, you can always go back to the original amount and divide it by 100. Now, 16% is the 10% plus the 5% plus the 1%. So the 60 plus 30 plus 6, which equals 96. 72% is quite a large number, so it might help us to start by finding out 50%, which we can find by halving the original amount. Next, we can find 20%. We could do 10% and then double it, or we can divide the full amount by 5. To find 2%, we'll find 1% by dividing by 100 and then doubling it. Now, we have 50%, 20% and 2%. We add these together and we find our answer of 684. Percent means per 100. We can convert a percentage to a fraction by putting it over 100, or to a decimal by dividing it by 100. So, 14.3 divided by 100 will be 0.143. We can rewrite the question, but with our decimal there now instead. Notice the word of. When we discussed fractions, we learned that of means times. Now we simply put this into our calculator. We could have done this with fractions, but decimals are a lot easier to work with a calculator. Let's finish on this. Explain why newspapers love percentages even though they show the same information as a decimal. If you think you've got an answer, write it in the comments below. And also you can come to onmaths.com or click the link in the description and access all of our free GCSE papers and predictions, and you can even save your scores with a free account. This video is part of a larger GCSE course that you can follow along with at onmaths.com.